How close is he to you as we're on camera now, George?
Stevenson is about as better fighter I've ever seen, professional or amateur. I haven't seen this much class and skill in a professional ring for a long time, nor in the amateur. Tate is a tremendous individual, too.
Tate
Can't
is
take
a
anything away from him.
game kid, but no chance against the class of that one.
Stevenson would undoubtedly become champion of the world professionally if he decided to.
Are you telling me, George Foreman, that he could come up and beat you and Ali?
He could come up and be champion of the world. It doesn't matter who he beat. He has the skill and the qualification anytime he wanted to become champion
How much
of the world.
time would he need as a pro to be able to do that?
Well, he'd have to be hungry, first of all. He just need enough time to get hungry.
Okay, George.
Hi folks, welcome to the channel. Before we start, Happy New Year to you all. And please keep the comments respectful as usual and not like some other channels with foul comments. If you are thinking to leave a foul comment, go somewhere else please, thank you. Look, I have nothing against Oleksandr Usyk, or shall we say his real name, Oleksandr Oleksandrovich Usyk. I think the guy is a great boxer, and yes, I still stick by my words, he's great, but not the greatest of all time, as Usyk fans keep arguing about. And then they throw his amateur achievements into the arguments to make it even more impressive. How great his resume is, and that he's the most decorated amateur boxer ever. Well, let me counterattack that argument as well. And I will put this argument to sleep by end of this video. Who was the better amateur boxer, Usyk or Teofilo Stevenson? Let's break it down. Alright, let's get into this. I know some of you Usyk fans are already to argue in the comments and jumping onto that keyboard and punching the words in, saying he's the greatest amateur boxer of all time. And look, Usyk is incredible, there's no denying that. But we need to talk about someone else who might just be a real king of the amateurs. His name, Teofilo Stevenson, a Cuban boxer who was something else in the ring. Let's compare the two and see who really stands out. We're going to look at their resumes, like you keep throwing at me about Usyk's resume, how great he was as an amateur. So let's start with Usyk.
He has done it.
40 seconds left to go. This the penultimate bout in the finals at the 2011 World Amateur Boxing Championships, and the host nation, Azerbaijan, hoping for 2 golds, and it looks like the first chance of gold is just slipping by. There's the confirmation. The Ukrainian takes gold in the men's heavyweight division. Impressive statistic, and Usyk admirably adding to that impressive medal haul for the Ukrainians here at these World Championships. And after these performances, they will come out on top.
Дуже щасливий, я дуже радий.
Oh, lovely little right uppercut on the inside there from Joyce. That was better. Usyk getting confident now as he's coming forward, but making mistakes himself and leaving himself more open.
Well, showboating from the Ukrainian, but Joe Joyce just holds his form, sticks to the original game plan. Uppercut has been effective for Joyce in this 5th and final round. This one, the Olympic champion. Joe Joyce has done the Lionhearts proud here. There's the bell.
Unanimous decision. All 3 judges have the same scorecard by way of 50 to 45 for your winner, and representing Ukraine, Ottoman's Oleksandr Usyk.
Man's got a crazy good record, 350 wins and 15 losses. He won the 2012 Olympics gold and 2011 World Amateur Championships, and pretty much ran through everyone in his weight class. He's definitely one of the top guys. But there's another guy out there with a record that's just as impressive, if not better. Teofilo Stevenson had 302 wins and 22 losses. Now, I know that's a few more losses and few more fights than Usyk, but hear me out. Stevenson didn't just win, he dominated. He won 3 Olympic golds, 1972, 1976, and 1980, compared to 1 Usyk won. And he also won 3 world championships, compared to Usyk's 1. And the competition back then, it was real tough, especially in the heavyweight division where Stevenson fought.
He pressed forward, hoping to pressure the Cuban into making a mistake.
And this is certainly one of Stevenson's off nights with a vengeance. Oh, he's got it, right hand. Oh, as soon as one says that, he produces it. And he's staggering like a drunken menace, so many of Stevenson's opponents do, after one punch.
First round action, about a minute gone. Look at that left by Stevenson. Flicky, darting left. Exceptional hands for a heavyweight, just exceptional. Every Cuban fighter in the tournament has been exceptional, really. All built the same way. There it is, the right, the quick flashing right, staggering Big John. He's in desperate trouble. He doesn't know where he is. Teofilo Stevenson, this is a knockout with a minute 31 left in the first round. One quick flashing right, electrifying. And poor Big John didn't know where he was. Outmatched by Teofilo Stevenson, who is a cinch to win the gold medal again in the heavyweight classification. He hasn't even had a workout yet, hasn't worked up a sweat. In this, the third of his 3 matches, nobody's put him to any kind of test. How close is he to you as we're on camera now, George?
Stevenson is about as better fighter I've ever seen, professional or amateur. I haven't seen this much class and skill in a professional ring in a long time, nor in the amateur. Tate is a tremendous individual, too.
Tate
Can't
is
take
a
anything away from
tremendously
him.
game kid, but no chance against the class of that one.
Stevenson would undoubtedly become champion of the world professionally if he decided to.
Are you telling me, George Foreman, that he could come up and beat you and Ali?
He could come up and be champion of the world. It doesn't matter who he beat. He has the skill and the qualification anytime he wanted to become
How
champion
much
of the world.
time would he need as a pro to be able to do that?
Well, he'd have to be hungry, first of all. He just need enough time to get hungry.
Okay, George.
Here is where it gets interesting. Usyk is amazing in his time, no doubt. But when you look at the level of competition in Stevenson's era, it was on a whole different level. Stevenson was making guys look bad. He had this crazy power and skill that made his opponents seem like amateurs themselves. Can you really imagine Usyk handling guys like that? It's tough to picture. Now, here is a crazy story. Stevenson was once offered £5 million to fight Muhammad Ali, even though he was an amateur. That's a huge deal. People thought Stevenson could go toe-to-toe with Ali. But guess what? He didn't take the offer. Why? Because Cuba under Fidel Castro wouldn't let him go pro. Stevenson stayed as an amateur, living a life of luxury in Cuba, and turned down the chance to fight Ali. Imagine if Steven had taken the fight. We probably wouldn't even talk about this fight now. Here is the thing we need to remember. We can't say for sure if Usyk could beat Stevenson or if Stevenson could beat Usyk. That will be a pointless conversation because they never fought each other. Just like we can't say Usyk is the greatest of all time. It's foolish to say that. Why? Because he never fought anyone that we can say Usyk can beat or he can beat Usyk. It's different times, different eras, different competition. We could argue about this all day, but at the end of the day, both guys were the best in the time. So let's just give them both their due respect without getting caught up in a hypothetical matchups that'll never happen. At the end of the day, Usyk is amazing, and no one can take that away from him. But when you compare their records, the way they dominated and the competition they faced, it's hard to say Usyk was better than Stevenson. Stevenson won 3 Olympics and 3 World Championships compared to Usyk's 1 Olympic and 1 World Championship. Stevenson was a true legend. And if we're talking about the greatest amateur boxer ever, he's the one on the top of the Mount Everest. But after all that, yes, Usyk is great. But just like past great boxers, they were only great in their time, not the past or the future. One day someone else will come along, maybe 10, 15 years from now, and be even better than Usyk or Ali or Sugar Robinson. So let's stop this nonsense and stop saying Usyk is the greatest of all time. Just like most said Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua were the greatest, until Usyk came along and wiped the canvas with them. Different times, different athletes, different methods of training, and different individuals with different abilities and skills. It's stupid to say he can beat so-and-so. Until they fight each other and prove it, we can't say yes, he can beat him. Anything can happen in a fight, so let's stop comparing fighters to each other, past or present, while they never fought each other, and say he's the greatest of all time. As always, it's just a difference of opinions. Don't take it too serious like most do. Some people like Indian curry and some people like Chinese. Don't get all twisted, folks, because someone else don't agree with you. It's like comparing Bruce Lee against today's fighters. Different times. Thank you for watching, folks. I hope this one made sense. Like I said, no one can say he's the greatest until they fight the greatest. See you next time, folks.